Yep.
Man.
What you do to bypass they?
It's an app called I'll show you. And
Yeah, please.
it bypass, it goes straight to YouTube on your page. Yep. I was like, ha, you can't stop me, ha. God dang.
Well, what's today?
Yeah. The 9th, February 9th. I mean, May 9th. Man,
I wish. I could
No,
have
you
another
don't.
birthday, nigga.
I was gonna say I don't.
Bro, let me tell you.
I mean, this time is past.
I didn't roadie in my mom's birthday. It's her birthday, February 8th. Now I wrote February 8th so many damn times this past couple of days.
208. Don't tell me that freeze. I know it's in that orange machine.
No, I didn't play that one. I played 2844.
Yeah.
Her birthday.
Holy
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've been out a week.
Yeah,
we out?
he was in commission, out of commission.
You want me to hold
Yeah,
it?
pull it.
Oh, I see.
I don't think it's gonna fit. Oh,
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Yes, it
Yeah, he
Ain't no
like-
cane on the corner.
Right.
Okay, no cake on the corner.
Heck yeah, episode 29.
29.
Yes, indeed.
I've been out a week.
Yeah, he was playing sick last week, playing hooky, hanging
It
out.
is pre-Mother's Day weekend. It is the Mother's Day weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Shout out to all the moms, including
Yeah, 2 and 9.
Lucky the gang.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and
Is on the show
I'm
with us today.
gonna let y'all have y'all fun.
Right.
Just, because
Right.
it's appropriate for the world and everyone that's celebrating Mother's Day. However, I don't celebrate pagan holidays.
That's true.
Oh, okay,
That's
got
true.
you. Okay, no problem.
That's true. I forgot about that.
No
Much
problem.
respect.
My bad.
The
My
corner
bad.
pocket respects.
But I respect the fact that you acknowledge mothers.
Yeah.
I acknowledge you on every holiday.
Oh no, I appreciate it.
Well,
not
I-
celebrating is responding, so you don't have to respond to me.
Right.
But I'm gonna say Happy Mother's Day.
Facts.
Right, right. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I'm like, cause I celebrate Happy Mother's Day. And,
Yeah.
this is gonna be the first one. Rest in peace, Gertrude Little, my
rest
mom.
in peace, mama.
Passed away Tuesday. My first Mother's Day without her. So it's gonna be a doozy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close out with that one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bring it in with that.
Okay.
But you got total 100% freedom to say whatever you want to say about the great Gertrude is what I never met her.
Yeah.
Never
She
met.
wasn't. She wasn't. When you came by, she wasn't feeling too good. But yeah.
I got a chance to do her snow. I blew the snow.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
Hey, I
Keita,
did the snow.
Keita, how you doing though?
I am good.
That's fantastic.
I'm good and busy.
Loving the success of Through the Nets podcast.
Season 2.
That's
Through the
right.
Nets.
Hey, season 2.
Yeah, they broke theirs down to seasons.
Don't laugh.
Freeze, we don't want to be neat.
Yeah, no, we're messing.
Yeah, let them be
We
neat.
ghetto women in ghetto women. on
We
the
are
inside.
currently waiting on
We messy.
Greg Kelser, but we're just sitting here kicking it.
Yes,
And I
indeed.
guess we can go ahead and touch on Aisha Curry before he gets
Oh,
here. How about
okay,
that?
that's a good one. That's
Yeah,
a good
what
one.
do you
These
think?
niggas are sensitive as hell out here. That's all
I agree
I'm
with
saying.
you. I think.
I'm like, really?
What do you think? Real fast. What do you think?
I think it was bullshit. Like thinking the niggas' response was bullshit. What she said was human. You know what I'm saying? That's human. It was so funny when I saw that. I said it to my wife. That's how you be feeling sometimes. She be like, yeah, because they always like, who tried to holler today? Nobody.
I'm
Like,
trying
really?
to holler at you.
Right.
I don't care.
I'm not gonna say it's an everyday question, but women do get approached weekly.
Yeah.
Weekly. I don't care if they're
But
a
you
lottery girl, Keita.
I don't think so.
You don't get hollered at weekly?
I don't.
Weekly?
No.
You a lie.
When I tell you I don't.
The bum at the gas station don't holler at you weekly.
No.
Give us some
That's what
But-
Timothy
but,
said.
but recently a man did try to holler at me at the gas station.
See?
And I was scared to death.
Wow.
When
I understand what you
'cause I was
mean.
like, I got a man.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what you mean? You ain't got nothing to do with me.
Oh, he still use that one?
But it was so scary because
Yeah.
he kept at it the whole time I was on the line. And I'm like, yo,
Right.
I'm not coming back to this anymore.
Yes, right.
I promise you I haven't been back to that gas station since that man.
I completely agree with you. I feel you 100 on that one.
I think that Aisha Curry admitted what a lot of women don't.
I
Yeah.
agree.
That's all she did. She
Mhm.
admitted what a lot of women don't.
Hold on, let me.
And
I know what this does. So.
yeah, that's all I believe. She admitted what a lot of women don't.
And how about not just a lot of women, but a lot of people don't?
But you know what? I think we should take consideration. She just got out of her 20s. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
That too.
Yes.
That too.
Um, And I don't think it's anything wrong with it.
No, not
You
at all.
know, that you may feel, because my whole thought process was, she feels like that in a situation, in a certain situation or certain situations, she may feel like that. But then she goes back to who she is because she has a lot going on, first
Right.
of all.
Yeah.
And then I like to say she got her real hair, she got her real eyes,
Woo.
she's beautiful naturally.
We ain't say that phrase. A woman said that.
And
Right?
so
Right.
she has
We
so
didn't say
much
that.
to have confidence for.
Mhm.
I mean, she's a model for CoverGirl.
Right.
She
Got
has
her
her
own
own
cooking show.
She's able to cook for her husband and her kids, and he don't need a chef.
Right.
Only
right.
chef in the house is Chef Kirk.
Right.
You know. So
Yes.
I took it as
Point for
just
cleverness.
I just took it, as you need to listen to the woman instead of judging the woman based off what she said as a whole.
And that's what dudes. But you know what? Our thing is this, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it back in the past. Is we listen to respond instead of listening to understand.
To understand.
And that's a man thing because our thing is we've got to solve the problem. We're fixers. We're like, oh, okay, we got to fix this. Instead of listen, right.
And I'm gonna go even deeper than that. I'm gonna go deep for you.
Okay, get deep. Get down deep.
And like women are, they're what's the word? Insecure. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But when I look at the list of men who kill women
Yeah.
over relationships
Yeah.
versus women who kill men,
Yeah.
Good one.
I
Very
say
good.
I like, yeah, they do outnumber, but
the
because women
statistics are
don't.
drastically different.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
hands down.
I'm telling
hands
you,
down.
Chanel and I were just having a discussion on the couch.
And you was gonna kill her, bro?
No,
I killed my sister,
no.
nigga.
No. We make love, not war.
Facts. I like that. Hit the bell with that. I like that.
Love, not
Yeah,
war.
war.
I like that.
I was just telling her, the crazy part about men, they had something to say this weekend.
Yeah.
That's all they had something to say. Stupid, men are just as insecure.
Yes,
Facts.
very much
They
so.
just don't admit it.
Right.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I agree.
I would say when I told Tiffany too, this is funny shit because she watching and listening to it. I was like, shit, I ain't got no problem getting over with fiction outside the house.
Yeah. Yeah. And men know that because if you had a genie and you could change something about yourself, it'd be something that you're insecure about.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So go, man, the girl, and they kept resurfacing her 2011 tweet. The girl was 20 years
God
old.
dang, man, that's what I said. If you was
She was
tweet,
20 years old.
what you say about it? If you look at my tweets from
2011.
oh my God.
No, so that gives me an example. You know how Facebook always brings up the past?
Yeah.
And I find myself deleting.
I do
A lot
too.
of that, yeah.
So do I.
I don't never delete any of it though.
I be
That's
like,
me.
I said this.
But you don't wake it up.
Yeah, I don't wake it up though. No, I don't retweet it. I don't repost it.
I'm like,
I just
ooh,
leave it there.
I
'cause
said this.
You was
that was
pitiful.
me.
I
was
said that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
use
you
that
already
word.
know me.
Right. That
I
was
look at mine and I be like, oh, Gary,
Yeah.
man.
I don't.
I didn't see. They said she responded, but I didn't
I
see
didn't
it.
She IG responded.
No,
Okay.
I don't have enough patience to read the whole thing, but
Okay.
it was pretty cool. You
have
you
to.
know, I
You
could
have
tell
to.
their relationship is, on the outside looking in, it's not cosmetic. It is genuine
Yes.
love and
Yeah.
having fun. The
Yeah.
girl doesn't, and I'm so glad we got a woman who can relate to what I'm about to say. She does not see her hubby from August to April every year.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She does not see him from
Right.
August to April.
See him like
Benefit of the doubt,
yeah.
November to April.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You want that? That's a long time.
A very
Right.
long
She
time.
see
She
him
does
1
not-
day, 2 days.
let me
3
say
days,
this for
never
you.
a whole week.
Let's take a benefit of the doubt. She does not see him a whole week
A whole week. No,
from November to
Yes.
April.
Facts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
You in your 20s?
Right.
That's no fun even
Hey,
with
no,
money.
but- yeah, right.
That's
Hell
no
no.
fun even with money.
Hell no. That ain't no.
You know, okay, you
It's
got a
better
black
than-
car, you can go tear Rodeo up, but you miss your Pete. You
Yeah.
miss your ace.
Yeah.
You want
And
some.
she-
Right.
And she's been in a relationship with the same person
For a long
probably
time.
fresh out of college or high school. You know.
Right, yeah.
The
That's
same
a long
person.
time. So yeah, indeed. Yeah.
So did you find people say, well, I think it should have been kept private. I think it was fine.
I think it was fine, man. Cause like I
Red
said,
table,
I would have been
Jada
a-
set her up. No, she did
Didn't.
not. That's one thing I give Jada. She ain't messy.
Yeah.
But Jada said the same. She felt the same way though. So nobody said
Exactly.
shit about that.
So exactly, and it even goes back to Jada and Will
Yep.
crying about what he did
Yep.
and all that stuff. So I just feel like people are sensitive to what people say about themselves, but don't look themselves in the mirror and say, I'm that same person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we
Exactly.
all are like that, you know.
Especially
We don't
with
wanna
age.
show-
Another thing, well, some
Exactly.
people cover it well, and another thing is like the same thing. That's why women don't share their damn feelings, because all y'all dumbass men keep coming out chastising them for saying how they feel. And I ain't gonna front. I was one of them. Like sometimes, like, whatever, man, you shouldn't feel that way. And like I thought about it, how the fuck am I gonna tell someone
Yes.
how to feel?
And that is the key. So I think that's the key thing.
Mm.
And that's why in my post I said, if you just listen to the
Yeah,
woman,
about that. Yep.
listen. It has nothing to do with sometimes her being a certain way. It has to do with how you made her feel at that time, or how the situation
you felt
at
at that-
that
yep.
time.
Stop riding sound bites.
Right.
Seriously, stop riding sound bites and listen to
whole
the
thing.
entire. I
Yeah.
think it was a half hour.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other part too.
Right.
And I said if the Breakfast Club doesn't bring it up, I don't even think it would have gotten that big.
I know what.
listened to
Yeah,
it on the
I
Breakfast
listened to the Breakfast Club. Somebody brought it up on. It wasn't the Breakfast Club. I saw it first on something else, and then it was that night. It was the night she said it.
Right.
I saw it on something on that, and the
Okay.
next morning I heard
The
Breakfast
Breakfast Club.
and I'm like, that's not what she said. Like they didn't take
Exactly.
the hey, you know. So
And
Jason,
they were on
did
her
you
side
have
as
any
well.
input on that? On what she said? Real quick, did you have anything? What did you think?
they over there like cool man.
I mean, I think it was normal, man.
Yeah.
Like, who don't want to be?
Thank you.
Like, it's normal.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I just thought people was blowing it out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, what she's not really taking into consideration is Steph Curry is a superstar. He's famous.
Yes.
They're not looking at him because
It's Steph.
if he worked in the call center, everybody would walk right past him. But
Exactly.
because he is a international superstar, one of the greatest players
In California.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So sometimes maybe that's what she's also dealing with, because she's a celebrity but not on the same level as him at all.
Remember, he had the #1 selling jersey 2 years ago. He
Exactly.
outsold LeBron. The first person to beat LeBron on sales.
There's a lot of factors that's going in there that normal people deal with, that regular relationships deal with, and what you deal with when you have somebody who is a international superstar.
And there's a
Right.
different level, definitely,
Yeah.
for sure.
And like I said, give women in the plant got work husbands. And why do you got that work husband? Because he compliment your ass every day. You know.
Please
Hey,
stop
I'm putting the truth out there. I used to work in the plant. I used
Ladies,
to see
do you
these-
have work husbands?
You know a lot of them do.
Well, I'll say
I
that.
don't have a work husband.
I'll say
You
that.
bet not. I'm like,
If it was vice versa, he'd cheat weekly.
oh yeah. You said what?
Well,
If she was gone as much as he in the WNBA
Oh yeah.
and never home, men don't have those
well,
patience.
this is what I'm gonna say about.
They still in the same boat, because he gone.
Right.
Well, I mean, she can jump on it's pretty much.
So
he can bring her everywhere he goes
This
these
is-
days.
Yeah,
but you're
he's
not
okay.
going to do that.
The only
But let's
person that
go.
did that was
let's go a little bit deeper.
what's his name?
Let's go.
Doug Christie.
Christy, his wife.
His wife went to every game.
But I think I think there's a.
They were rats.
I think
Yeah.
this generation of men or young men in the NBA, for me, are very much considerate of who they marry, representing who they marry, putting them on to brand themselves. They're branding their wives. They're proud of their wives. They're proud to be faithful husbands. The NBA didn't used to be like that. But now it is. Think about it. There are many wives that we know of because these guys make sure we know this is my wife and this is what we doing and whatever. You don't really hear.
I can't
goofy
say
things.
I was saying in the '80s it was like that too because everyone knew Lynn. Everyone knew Lynn Thomas, Isaiah's wife.
But,
Everybody
but,
knew
but,
Cookie.
in the
You know what I'm
80s,
saying?
we knew them, but their man was not presenting them and putting them in front the
I
way.
thought Isaiah did.
I was a
and
kid.
I
I was a
think
kid.
Cookie did too.
I'm saying,
Who knew Isaiah was married? I don't know.
Oh damn!
I did.
I'm gonna tell you,
I said next to
I
his
only knew
mama.
2 wives,
Uh,
and that was Miss Jordan
Yeah, everybody know what.
Juanita.
and I knew
Cookie.
Cookie. See, I knew.
And I'm gonna say that, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this based on I only knew Juanita because of how they said they got married
Mm-hmm.
and why they were married in the first place.
Mhm.
The story behind why they were even married.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm saying this generation, because of social media, because of the popularity of technology, these
I'm just
wives
not
are
gonna-
working.
I'm just
and
not
they
going to say
doing-
that they not. I'm just saying I think it's more accessible. I'm not going to agree with you that they weren't out there. It's more accessible now because, like I said, just because he didn't know Isaiah was married, I did.
No,
But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about branding them.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
What,
like
what,
Cookie,
what,
Cookie
what
was
do I
married.
need to do?
No, Cookie.
I don't know what Juanita did.
And-
She didn't do
and-
nothing.
and-
She ain't had
and-
no business. That's what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
anything,
Cookie did.
Well, she was true housewife.
A true-
Carpool, true housewife.
and she was a part of the wives club. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I- but I know
wives
that's-
weren't poking their heads out
But that was it.
in
But
our day.
Yeah, because Cookie was owning her own stuff and she was running stuff, and then Lynn was Mrs. Michigan, and she was running things.
But I knew
for
about
a lot of players.
maybe because I was a sports junkie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's more accessible now. We didn't have the internet and Twitter
It's
and
no
stuff like that.
comparison. It's no comparison.
Yeah, you didn't have,
I
you know.
understand what
That's
you're
what-
saying, as far as the branding aspect, because right now you can make more money and more advertising
Yeah.
if you're
Yes.
seen as a
A
family
couple, yeah.
wholesome person. So
That's
people
great.
are putting their wives. and
I'll do.
things
That's
out
what
in
that's
the
what I'm
public
saying.
think it's
because
Mr. K.
Unlike
Hello.
it was in the '80s, you can make a lot of money that way.
Yes.
And it's
Hey,
a whole
Greg, how you
branding
doing? We
thing.
here.
The athletes in the '80s,
They didn't have
that whole
that.
branding and marketing.
They
thing.
didn't
Yeah, but
have
they
that.
didn't have it. What did they
Outside
do?
of-
Look, because if it was, Juanita would have had a
Okay.
shoe.
Yeah.
She would have been the first woman on
We
tour.
can't go off to 8:30.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
that
how
was
I
it.
look at
'Cause
it.
They didn't have that. They didn't have those opportunities for that either.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying the wives weren't
Got
there.
you.
I'm saying
Okay, that'll
the
work.
way I
Waiting on
see
you.
the guys now
All right, no
representing
problem.
their wives and making sure that they
Mm.
add to that brand that
Let's see,
they
here we
already
come.
have and giving them that spotlight to shine on their own. And that's why, to me, like I said, women who have things going on, you can't automatically just tag them with being insecure as a whole person because she takes a lot of confidence to do all the stuff she does
Right.
outside of her family.
Yeah, was
I like your definition of insecure yesterday. It wasn't your definition. You was clearing up insecure.
Exactly.
My bad, Jay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's interesting that she actually said this is an insecurity of hers, and people attack her and say that's insecure. I
She
know.
just said it. Right, right,
I'm being vulnerable.
But people
I'm
didn't hear
letting
that part though.
Great.
Because one person,
I know. I just said it.
one person came on my page like she said she was insecure. Duh.
Duh.
I know that part, but I want to clear up for other women and other men who may have people that brand them or judge them as just that. And now it's like one situation, oh, you insecure. So now everything is, oh, you insecure. No.
First of all, niggas is insecure. Kanye said it. Shit. I'm so insecure. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
You know,
Nobody wants to fail at anything.
you tell somebody to keep it real, and when they do,
You gonna chastise for it, right?
Facts.
That ain't-
you know,
Yeah.
Facts.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hit the bell on that. Shit.
I try
Yeah.
to base my life on keeping it real.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much what I'm known for.
Well, that's good.
I am.
Some of my kids at school wrote about me today while I was going on a field trip, and a lot of them, she keep it real.
Yeah, I really
That's what I
try
do with
to
my
keep
kids.
it. That's why I listen to stories and I listen to both sides. I answer with common sense, like
Yeah.
really do, really.
Right.
I could see a dude. I could see her coming home after that podcast and him saying something. I could.
Yeah.
Like,
I could.
Not bad.
Not
though.
bad, but talking
No, but I
about
could.
it.
I
I'm
could see
sure
him
that
putting his
he-
arms around her like.
Yeah, I'm sure that they've had that conversation before.
Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not when he heard whenever he heard,
He probably like, oh yeah.
it's not new.
Was it couch material? No.
I'm pretty sure he already had this conversation during the
Season.
wife
Yeah.
playing.
Playing-
Like I don't want no reporter asking me. So your wife said like.
Yeah. I know. And he a silly dude anyway. So I know he probably like.
They're both
So ain't
silly.
enough for you. I can see him saying that when she comes to the door, like, nigga, they whatever they say to each other. But
He gonna
I
bring
can
the
see.
team in here like, all right,
Right.
walk
Well,
in.
right.
y'all.
Yeah, he got that one right.
Nobody.
But I think that the beauty of it is that people respect the fact that she's in a
That's the
wholesome
other thing
marriage.
too, right?
And I'm gonna say that because I know that people see myself and my other half on Instagram all the time, and they know I got a dude. So it ain't even no reason to crack nothing.
You know, people don't like her though
For some reason, because
Because she happy.
No,
She
wait,
get
because she
attacked
took that
on-
mic on that lady hand.
yeah,
Oh, Curry?
I know
She
she.
do.
The wife.
She gets attacked on online a lot.
Who, Curry?
Yeah.
His
Her
wife.
wife.
Like it's like the third time
Yeah.
she's had like an incident when people just like
Blow
so
up.
Once
You know
they
why?
got on you,
You
not
know
anything
why?
you say.
She
Yep.
happy.
Yep.
She got her real hair.
That's
She
what
got
I
her real eyes.
Tell him again, Keita.
She's naturally beautiful.
She made a comment one time
And she got
About dressing while
beautiful
women wear
kids.
clothes.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
That
That's-
started it, and it was so appropriate what she said.
And
Right,
that-
She
exactly.
was just
so-
saying, translation,
Yes.
you could still turn that boy on in public. You could dress classy and
Thank
nasty
you.
at the
Yes.
same
So,
time.
so,
Yes.
so with that
Sexy,
being
I'm
said,
sorry.
me and my other half are talking about it,
Mhm.
and the reason why you don't have a lot of people coming at you is because you dress and respect yourself.
And
That's number one.
The other thing my wife said before you cut out there, one thing she did also. Plus, she probably has the "I'm married, don't talk to me" face.
Facts.
Which people don't understand that you have a face that you walk around and you look like, oh, I'm not finna holler because she looked like she has a
Well,
man
first of all,
and leave it alone.
first of
Take
all,
care of
what
yourself.
man can even say anything to her? Her
That's
husband is Steph
facts.
Curry.
Like, we
Facts.
know who you are.
Like, what can he can't compete with that?
Like, I
like,
know- we know
what
Well,
I'm saying.
Keita, it's some people. I mean,
The only niggas that gonna holler at her bums who gonna have shit.
well,
ain't no
Shawty
nigga
fucked the
can't-
yoga man.
I know, that was it. Bums, who
But
has
Shawty-
this
but Shawty
That
was
was a real
unhappy.
shit.
That was a
But
rumor.
Shawty was
I was-
unhappy.
That
Was it
happened.
facts?
That was facts.
But
Shawty
Shawty
banged
was,
the yoga
but
man.
Shawty was unhappy,
Happy.
But
which
that's
allowed him
interesting.
to come into
Yep.
the circle.
Right.
She is happy. They are together. It's not, like they're happy. If I see y'all happy, I ain't really got a chance. And he rich.
Right.
Come on, man. You
200
happy?
million bucks.
Right.
Plus.
You set for life.
That's just
and
NBA.
you're rich.
200 million.
Come
That's
on.
why Cookie stayed with Magic. Who was going? I was always cracked into like, who was she gonna really leave Magic for though? Rick?
Well, the good part about Steph,
And the situation.
you know why
Like,
Steph will always be like people love LeBron off the court. I'll
Uh-huh.
tell you why I love Steph off the court. Maybe it's just me.
Mhm.
Okay.
He was the first player. Well, my MJ did it too, but
Mhm.
to acknowledge and have his daddy.
Oh yeah.
We hear so much of, "Hi, mom."
Yeah.
This was a daddy's boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so am I.
So is-
and
yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like,
Hey, you felt that.
Right.
yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
MJ,
just was
MJ,
like-
MJ and Joe D.
Joe D, yeah, but I mean,
Well,
you never saw Joe D. You,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
You never
Joe
saw
D-
Joe D.
pops.
Yeah, right.
You saw,
You saw.
what was his name, Jeffrey?
Yep.
Curry.
No, George.
No,
Mike
I'm talking
Daddy.
about
Mike Daddy.
Was it Jeff? I mean,
No, it was
Oh shoot.
Jeff. No.
was it Jeff? His middle name is Jeff. But
I know,
anyway,
yeah.
Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Jordan, right.
Yeah, and
You saw him in all the games, and when he got
But-
drafted, he got hugged. That was a
but,
beautiful
yeah,
thing.
and you see Dale and the family. I like family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because my mother and father came to everything I had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't say the same. My dad was in every single game, and I said this to my mom. I was like, "Mama, you only came to 3 of my games," and she said, "Because you tried too hard." I said, "Well, if you thought about it, if you came to all the games, I wouldn't have to try so hard when you got there." I never thought of that. I was like, "Yeah," but my mom was such a perfectionist. It was like, I remember one game. I'm saying this real quick. I was 8th grade. My mom walked to the gym. As soon as she walked to the gym, I get the ball in the 3-point corner. I shoot it, and I leave my hand in the air. And went in, I'm like, yeah, and I just stood there for a second, posing. You know what my mom said to me after the game? I had 12 points in that game, too, in 8th grade. You shouldn't stand up there posing and shit. I ain't teach you that.
Facts. That's what I would have told Rob that.
I'm like, okay, but
I
I
definitely
made the
would've told
shot
Rob.
for you. And then you're like, that's why I don't come to games. But that's why I did that, because you don't come to games.
I
That
wanted to show you I can hoop.
Right. She the one that taught me how to. My mom taught me to play basketball, football, and baseball. My mom was a tomboy. She taught me all that.
Hey.
Yeah, and she beat me in basketball. Chris' mom beat her in basketball too. See where I'm
Free's mom was the Jim Thorpe Award.
Right.
Could do it all.
Right, she did, man. She was.
Yeah.
She
But-
reminds me of somebody. I
I
know.
was saying, I bet you she does. I be seeing a lot of times certain things you say with your son and about your son on your Instagram page.
Mhm.
That's like I follow you. I love watching your page and stuff.
Thank you.
Through the nets.
Yeah.
Or like he's the coach.
Right.
Hands.
Right. I be watching like, dang, that's what my mom was doing.
I
That's
like
what she
Through the
said.
Nets podcast.
Oh yeah,
Thank
love
you.
it.
Thank
Love
you. Hey ladies, if you're listening,
Yes.
I like it.
That's
I
good.
appreciate it.
I didn't get a chance to ask you this, but did anybody get replaced, or is it the same, or was any additions?
So season 2 brings back 6 moms,
Okay.
and those 6 moms are myself, Bay Bush, who has the C Crew.
What up, babe?
Lauren, who has the Bailey Boys.
What up, Lauren?
That's my girl now. After the podcast. No, tell my Bush.
Bush,
Babe,
yeah.
She got me in Freeze Our tickets.
Right, that's
So
my babe.
did.
Yeah, that's my babe.
She was like, come get them.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got Terry, Jamal's mom, and we have Sonia, and she's Xavier, and the Thomas kids' mom, and then our last mother. I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one because I said 5. Just one more. Come on, Keita. Come on. Oh, and Mrs. Fashionista, Miss Tiff.
Oh yeah,
The
right.
Fuller boy.
Yes,
and
it is.
here he is.
Yes, it is. The man.
Mr. Greg.
Right.
Kelser.
All right, my man. Good to have you.
Yes,
son.
indeed.
How you?
Indeed.
I'm gonna give you a hug. Y'all come over here and talk with us. Hi.
Yes, sir.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Am I right here?
Yeah.
That's it right there.
What were you saying,
Talk to
Freeze?
with what you call it?
Finish it up. What were you saying?
Oh man, I just wanted to give Nikita props for doing her job and what she's supposed to do. I love, like I said, when I watch her, I say a lot of things similar to my mom would do to me. So I loved it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I love hearing about moms who
Yeah.
push their boys. Because it's needed very much. Needed very much. And look, here's another man whose mom pushed him.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'll take it there, Freeze. Where are we? Episode what?
29.
29. Episode 29. It is May.
The
May
8th.
9th, ain't it?
Is it
When
ninth?
you-
May 9th.
I'm sorry.
Yep, May 9th.
When you're a school teacher and you miss a day,
When
you
you
miss
off
a
work,
day.
you forget the day.
Yes, facts.
Yeah. Episode 29.
Yeah.
We are here. We had fun. That was a good conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
like
you.
that. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest is in the building.
In the
Yes,
building.
yes.
Yes.
Detroit legend.
Legend.
Yes.
Michigan State legend.
Yes.
Trojan legend.
Trojan
Right.
from the hood.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I think it's Mike. Yeah. From the 1979 NCAA
Hey,
basketball champion. Let the
champions.
Nets down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo.
One of the few memories I can remember vividly.
You weren't born. Come
I
on.
was 3 years old, bro.
4 years old.
And you
4 years
remember.
old. 4
I
years
was
old.
I
4
just
years
turned
old.
4.
Yep.
Let Freeze
Yeah.
think he remember
I
everything.
remember that moment, please.
Okay.
And I still listen. And I still the picture with him slamming or the what's the car? The old car in the front. I still got that.
You know, I think I still got that. Let me finish taking it.
And listen, it didn't bring it tonight though. Right?
Yeah.
That's all right though.
Yeah.
That was my groupie moment.
And our Detroit Pistons announcer on the side of the legend George Blaha.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise, Mr. Greg Kelser.
Yes.
How you feeling, brother?
What an introduction. I hope I can live up to it.
Oh man.
Don't worry, you
I know
already
you
did.
told everybody I'm late.
No, I didn't.
No.
We actually, you know what? That was a blessing. We got to get the whole mess,
Yeah,
the whole curry
the
mess
mess
off our
lab.
chest.
Exactly.
Yeah, we not, yeah. That's,
Not Steph. Aisha.
Yeah.
Make sure we
she
stand
did
up for our
nothing
sisters.
wrong, and
Stand up for
let's
our
move on.
sisters.
Yeah.
Indeed.
How's everything?
Everything's good.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know my cuz, so she said you gotta go.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's my girl Kiana.
Uh,
Yeah, I want to give Kiana a shout out. She say they lost a family member.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Condolences. Condolences.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's condolences for both people. 'Cause
Yeah.
He lost his mom 2 days ago.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So we're here handling business.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Greg, I always wanted to ask you, what neighborhood were you from?
I grew up, well, I won't say I grew up because I was 14 when I moved to Detroit.
Okay.
And I lived on a street called Cooley, which was
Spot Lasher.
one block left west
Yep.
of Los
Yeah.
Wait,
Angeles.
say that name again. What's the name of the street?
Oh God.
Los-
Ah,
Yeah. He know he did that on purpose.
What,
I
Yo, 2 Cooley Cardinals in the building.
know. You know you was supposed to go to school, right?
Well, so that's how I ended up at Henry Ford. It was the closest school.
That's true.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Don't add in.
Yeah, so that's what I was 14 when I moved there, and it was timely because it gave me an opportunity to go to one school all 3 years. I grew up in the Air Force. My dad was in the Air Force, so
Okay.
we've been moving around quite a bit.
Military
And,
kid.
Military, yeah. So it gave me an opportunity for some stability, which was good. If you were aspiring to be a college athlete like I was, you needed to stay in one place so they could recruit you and follow you and see
Thank you.
all that you were doing.
Bail to stability. All these transfers.
Woo-hoo. Ooh, yes. Ooh.
Mhm.
Yep.
So northwest side, how about that?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
us. We all 3 of us.
All of us.
All 4 of us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This was the 40-year anniversary, right?
Yeah, time
Yep.
is flying. That's why
Whoa.
I'm looking at all. There's nobody in this room that's 40.
I'm 41.
44.
I'm 41. I'm 41.
No, we're not. He right.
23.
You're right.
My bad. He right.
We
Yeah.
not. I feel right. We not.
If it weren't for the replays and YouTube and all that
Yes.
stuff, you guys would know nothing about
Facts.
what happened in 1979.
Well,
Lee, I like
well,
Lee.
not really, because we had VCRs.
Yeah.
My dad
We
was
had
a junkie,
VCRs,
and my Uncle June made
and we had
sure I
playbacks.
knew.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I'm
I
gonna
was-
tell
it
you,
was 88?
we were very good.
Yes.
And we could play with anything you're seeing today.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I know it.
Thank you. Somebody is. I love it.
And
Keep
your IQ
going.
was high.
Yes, indeed.
A very high IQ.
Man.
How was that? You're 20 years old, but you're a young man.
21.
21
Yeah.
at the time. There's no social media. There's no nothing.
Right.
You were, which makes you more of a superhero
Right.
in those days.
Exactly.
Right.
How was that?
It was not unusual to us at that time because that's what we knew.
Mhm.
What we're experiencing now is common to us. It's what we know. But 20 years, 30 years from now, there's going to be something else
Yeah.
that's going to make
Right.
whatever we're doing now, obsolete.
Yeah.
We were in the moment. We were a very good basketball team at Michigan State. We knew it. We were one of our goals was to make sure everybody in the country knew it, but it was,
Yes.
it was more
In the
difficult
country.
then because you don't get the same coverage, the number of games that you get now. So you really had to be good for everybody to know who you were. That's how you got on television.
Yes.
My senior year, the year we won the championship, I believe we had 7 nationally televised games out of the 32 that we played.
Wow.
Now a team might have all of
The
the
games,
All of
right?
them.
Yeah, Duke had all the
Yes.
games.
Now,
Right.
what was that? NBC at the time?
Well, it was NBC. It was some CBS. The championship game was on NBC, but there was no ESPN back then.
No, it
Nah,
wasn't.
sure
Not
wasn't.
yet. It started
Not
in
yet.
'79 after we
Yeah.
did our thing. But I'll tell you how it was. You followed teams by reading. the
Yes. Oh, yeah.
newspapers,
Newspapers.
Sports Illustrated.
Yes.
Yep.
All that other stuff.
Kelser.
But here's the crazy part. You might be able to read up on people, but you didn't necessarily know what they looked like.
Ah.
We thought Larry Bird when we first started hearing about this kid in Indiana State, in Terre Haute, scoring all these points, grabbing all these rebounds, winning all these games. We actually thought he was a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was stunned when
Think
we
about
found
it.
out that Larry
I
Bird
heard
was
about
black.
that. Yeah.
Think about it. When you look it up, they didn't have pictures like that all the time. So
Right.
you just reading the stat sheet. You like, okay.
First time I saw a picture of Larry Bird, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Mm.
And we were like, whoa,
Right.
all right.
This was when he was Indiana State.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know.
surprised.
I didn't know to the HBO special that he and Magic knew each other in high school. I just didn't know.
Not
that.
high school.
Was it?
They met in college.
met in college.
Was it a special team?
They played in an AAU.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
what it
it.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were representing the United States.
Thanks for the
They were playing
correction.
in a tournament in
Yep,
Europe,
yep.
in Russia.
Yeah.
And that's when they met.
I like that you bring up the newspaper and Sports Illustrated because, and then it goes back to you're old enough to say that you've actually seen each generation change when it comes to basketball. I think that's a marvelous blessing.
Yes.
Because I always tell people I'm so happy to have seen black and white TV, color TV,
Really?
role models,
Right,
freshmen.
yeah.
I'm happy I was born in the time I was born.
Yeah.
But going back to, almost missed my dang on point.
Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated.
Yep.
Every day I would come home and read the newspaper, and I only read the sports section, right?
Yeah.
My dad would
It's a start.
He would be mad at me because he would say, "Do not read that newspaper before I get home." But I would get home before he got off
said
work.
that.
Yeah, my
You
dad
know,
said it
so I would
too.
have to sneak it, open it nice and neat, read my sports section,
And put it back.
and then try to put it back
Put it
so
back.
he wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated we got every week,
Mhm.
and I put them on my wall.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know, I
Yep.
put
Yep.
it on my walls.
You know my father
These kids
still
don't know
leaves.
nothing
He leaves my
about
pictures
that.
up in
No.
his basement wall to this
You
day.
know?
But that's how we knew
Yeah.
about the things that we wanted to
Mhm.
try to be like.
Yep.
These kids just don't know, but it taught us so much more.
Yeah, I think so too.
I thank my dad because he was a junkie and he told me who Greg Kelser was, Magic Johnson, Vincent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got a chance to meet Coach Heath Rest in
Yes,
peace.
yes,
Yeah.
indeed,
He
yes.
took me to Jennison Field.
Yeah.
I got to see that.
Where's
I got.
Sean?
Huh?
Westford.
Oh, Sean, where's Sean at?
Yeah, Sean came much later, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sean is an assistant coach with the Chicago Bulls.
Really?
Wow.
Oh man, no doubt.
I'm glad you told me
I'm glad
that.
you
I
did too,
always
man.
ask where he is.
Bishop Borges.
That's
Because
right.
I remember
He's been in the league a while. I mean, he's been an assistant coach with Minnesota.
That's
Oh,
and
okay.
with, Phoenix.
That's his personality though.
He does a
never
great
was
job though.
And he's from wait a minute, I was gonna say Westbrook was from that neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was.
his neighborhood,
Yeah, because
yeah.
we attended the same church.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Facts. You know, Sean Resper had the best dunk I've ever seen in my life. I told you that.
Really?
Right? Let me tell we was rec league.
Oh, in the neighborhood.
Yeah, neighborhood. We were John Govalia, another state guy. We were all playing. Jason Weber, another state guy. We were all playing at the gym, and like Jason Singleton from Ohio State was there. Sean Resper, Mark Montgomery. It was like Michigan State and like
So I'm glad
Big Ten. So
I'm glad you
Good
did
dunk.
that.
yeah, so he turned it. We only played 5 games. Put this in mind. We only played 5 games. Okay, 5 games. Sean Rubin get the ball like a 3-point line. He drills behind his back, turns around. It's 2 guys coming from the side, 3 guys coming for the post. He jumps from the baseline, leaning with his left hand. Dunked on all 5 of them. Woo! And John Gervais said game time, and no one was mad. Everybody put their clothes like,
You know, he's not known for
nothing
dunking. That's the thing.
that's the
Right.
part. That's why we were so shocked. And like that was the best dunk I ever seen. Like in a game situation on all of them, it was one of the loudest, best dunks. And I was just like, and he like time to go because it was nothing could top that.
Now
It's
you
nothing.
naming all these names, so I want to go in and ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Can you talk about the talent that you played with just in high school alone? Like some of the guys that you just remember that, once again, we wouldn't know unless we go back and read up on them.
Well, back in I went to high school from '72 to '75, 10th grade to the 12th grade.
Okay.
And those were the '70s were some strong years for the Detroit Public School League, and it seemed like every year there was somebody being drafted, multiple
Yes.
guys being
Yes.
drafted
Mhm.
into the NBA
Mm-hmm.
or the NFL,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
Detroit was a gold mine.
From those 22 public schools at the time.
Wow.
And-
22.
Yeah,
Yes.
so.
And that's high school.
Another thing,
Yeah.
just think about now though, it's like
Exactly.
7.
There were a lot, and if you stretched it out to the Highland Park area
Yeah.
and some of the outlying areas, it was
Terry
even
Durrah.
River
Terry
Rouge.
Durrah.
Terry
Yeah.
Durrah. Yeah.
River Rouge.
River Rouge, man.
Yes.
And John Long and
John
Ronnie.
Yeah, oh
Long.
my
And Terry Tyler.
You had to bring it all the time.
I did Lightning.
When you played, whether it was real games at your school or
Mhm.
pickup games in the summertime,
Yes.
you always, at St. Cecilia, you
Yes.
always had to bring it. Otherwise, you
Saint.
get
Yes.
your lunch handed to you or taken
Yes.
from
Or
you.
take
But you
it
know
from
what's
right
funny? You
now.
said that about John Long.
Mhm.
I want to go back to Earl Carrington.
Yeah, Earl-
Did
yeah.
you know if they win that tournament game, Greg and them played them in that next round?
What?
UND was in that same tournament.
Wow.
They lost to Lamar University.
Yeah.
Wow.
When
Excellent.
the brackets came out, we looked at it and we said, okay, we'll probably, because we had a first round bye,
Okay.
and we were to play the winner of
It was
Lamar.
buys.
Wow, that was
I
crazy.
did not know that, Keita.
Yeah. It was.
That's crazy.
So we were
That's
gonna
right.
play
I didn't
the
know that
winner.
either.
We had the first round bye. Back then, the tournament was only 48.
That's what
Oh,
yes,
yeah, that's right.
48
Yep.
teams, not 64 or 68, whatever it is.
So
now.
one round, chop one round.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we were a 2 seed in our region. We got a first round bye, so we were going to play the winner of the Lamar University of Detroit game. And we knew about Terry and Earl and Wilbert McCormick and all these other guys that they had. So
Mr. McCormick.
we expected them to beat Lamar.
Right.
So we spent our whole 3 or 4 days preparing
For them.
For you and
University of
the-
Detroit. Friday night comes, they lose.
Y'all, did y'all go to the game and see it? Or
No,
you-
we were watching it. We watched it on
Television,
television.
okay.
Because we were gonna play the winner on like that Sunday.
Okay.
I'm sorry. They played, I think they played on a Thursday. So
Thursday,
we were
so
gonna
you had
play the
Saturday.
winner on the Saturday, so we had that
Day in
next day
between.
to travel.
Mhm.
And the game was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Wow, yeah, Mercy.
So after the game, I'll never forget this. They had 2 guys, B.B. Davis and Clarence Key, who really, really did a job on the Titans. I mean, they really did a job.
Mhm.
So they interviewed B.B. Davis
Mhm.
after the game, and he goes, "Well, we just took care of Detroit. We'll get Michigan State on Sunday,
Mhm.
and we'll be done with the state of Michigan."
Wow.
Ooh.
Really? Really?
Y'all right on up.
You know,
Okay.
as an athlete, you're always looking for something.
Yes.
Anything.
Yeah.
And if you don't find something, you'll make
Something up. Right.
Well, Greg, we on the corner pocket. It's uncut. That guy was talking shit.
Yeah.
And so that was all we needed. So we
Yes.
shifted a little bit. We had one day to prepare now for Lamar since it wasn't going to be U of D. And needless to say, that game was over early. I'll never forget.
Early.
We won
I
by,
love it.
yeah, we won by
Love it.
31 points, and Key and Davis, who had both played really well against University of I don't think either one of them scored in double figures against us. It was
Yes,
all
Greg.
motivation.
Please talk.
We were going to win anyway.
Anyway,
Yes.
wow.
But
We
this
don't
is
know.
Outside, I don't get to hear
Maybe
him.
by 20,
Yeah.
maybe by
Outside,
20.
yeah.
But they took it up to 30 something.
Nice.
Wow.
I like
yes.
And that's crazy
Yeah.
because you all were fired up from losing to Kentucky the year before.
Right.
Wow.
We lost the game that would have put us in the Final Four by
Yeah.
3 points to
Yeah.
Kentucky.
And-
So we set our sights to get there and get back.
Dwayne Casey was on that team, right?
Dwayne Casey was on
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
He reminds me of that all the time.
Yeah.
Kentucky won the championship.
Yeah.
They won it in 78, we won it in 79.
Yes.
So,
Dwayne Casey, yeah.
Magic came in your.
Going into my junior year,
Your
we played
junior
2
year.
years. We played my junior and senior year together.
So my question is, and I think about this, when you knew that Magic was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Now you knew Magic before he got there.
When I was recruited by Michigan State, it was with the thought that we're going to sign you in 75.
Mhm.
We're going to sign Stuart House, who was attending Denby High School. Stuart was one of
Wow.
the baddest big men in the country
Okay.
at Denby High School.
Stuart
6'10".
House.
Stuart
Yeah.
House. And then we'll sign this guy, Irvin Johnson. who
Right.
they didn't call him
With
Magic
Magic
this
did.
year.
Right.
No, no.
Call him
I know
Irvin
that.
Johnson, who was a 10th grader. We'll sign him in 1977, and we'll win a championship before you're done. That was-
Wow.
Okay,
He
so you
told-
were already-
Wow, I love that.
We didn't get Stewart. Stewart
Oh.
ended up going to Washington State,
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
but we got Jay Vincent,
Hey.
Yep, yep.
who was even better.
Yeah,
even better.
yeah.
So we were good. We were on our
Okay,
way.
the reason why I was asking because I was thinking about Michael Talley and when the Fab Five came and how that translates when it comes to a guy being a junior, you already made your name, you there, and then his freshman come.
Mhm.
And so
And
what?
in Tyler's case, it was 5 of them.
Right, right.
Exactly.
I think that will happen. Like happen with Duke and Kentucky, but I think nobody else is gonna have that situation that Tally had. That's
Right,
unique.
right. But it's just anybody, because I'm coming from the college level, being at Eastern for 3 years, but most of the kids nowadays, right, they see it as a challenge or like, you've been here for 2 years, they're bringing in somebody else, their first option is to run.
That happens
No.
at every school.
Yeah.
That happens at every school. And it happened at Michigan State. When Jay Vincent and Irvin came, there were some upperclassmen that had to step aside, give up their playing time. I
Yeah.
wasn't one of them.
Right.
Hey.
But that happens.
That's
It
funny.
happened at Duke this year. They
Yes.
had 3
Mhm.
potential early first round draft picks.
Yep.
There were some underclassmen that had to give up their playing time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It happens.
Yes.
Statistically, Greg was the leading scorer for the Sun.
Yep.
Hey,
Michigan
yes.
State.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yeah.
The shirt
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how was I miss the old coaches. I really do.
Yes.
How was Coach Judd Heathcote?
Yes.
Tough.
Yeah.
Especially compared to your freshman year.
Yeah.
Because
tough.
it's
Because
good
you
to
had
say
a-
it's
you had a different coach.
Yeah. I was recruited by Gus Ganakis, who was a wonderful, wonderful man and a great coach in his own right.
Where did he go somewhere else, didn't he?
No, he coached. He coached 7.5 years at Michigan State.
Okay.
He coached,
That's why
and
they
then
named
after
him.
my freshman year, they let him go.
Mhm.
They let him go. They moved him to another part of the university.
Oh,
But
okay.
He stayed very loyal to the university because he was very supportive and
Mhm.
he helped me because I was totally crushed when
When they
they
said-
let him go. And then
Okay.
when they made the decision to bring Judd Heathcote in, I didn't know Judd. I'd never
Mhm.
heard of Judd Heathcote.
Mhm.
He came from Montana, University of Montana.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when he came in, he was very difficult to play for. He was
Mhm.
taskmaster,
Taskmaster.
perfectionist,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just wanted everything done a certain way, his way.
Right.
And it was a difficult adjustment for a lot of us.
In our day, as
Right.
you're
Right.
20
Right.
years
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, you're 20 years old. Did you? Was he what we call? Man, this dude crazy.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we said that many times. And I would, it was, I was very fortunate to have the parents that I had because they were very supportive. And but they didn't say, like you talk about run.
Yes.
They were like, no, you don't need to run, because I was thinking, maybe I need to go someplace else.
Okay,
But,
okay.
my dad being a military guy was like, you need to hang in
Hang in
there.
there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dads moved out the way in those days. They moved out the way and take them, he's yours.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's kind
And
of how
we
he
need more of
was.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sort of how he was.
Let them fight it out.
I think
But I'll say
those days-
this, by staying, Coach Heathcote was perfect for me.
Yes.
And it wasn't easy, but you know what, it wasn't supposed to be easy.
No,
Yeah,
nothing worth having to be easy.
No,
Nothing worth
it's
having
not
to be easy.
easy.
That's right. That's right.
He was tough and he was demanding, but what he did is what any coach should do. He should try to pull out of you that
The
which
best
you would
gift.
not
What
be
you
able
didn't
to-
know you had.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it a lot.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
You know, you don't always like it, but
It was always for the betterment of you.
you go back and you talk to anybody, most of the guys who played for him, they would say, wow, he was tough, but he knew what he was talking about. I realize it now, maybe
Yep.
not then, and I do it all over again knowing what I know.
Yes.
And-
Yes.
Um,
Love it, love it.
what we talk about everything on the corner.
Right.
What did you all do the night you won? This is the corner
The
pocket.
doors of the corner pocket.
Yeah, what did you all do?
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah.
It's boring, okay? It's boring. We were in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't nothing going
What
on.
would you do when you came
That
home?
Mormon
Was it a
State?
party?
That's when.
Were you a
Yeah, that was
party?
a party.
You a party student?
That's when the party.
That's when the party
we
started.
celebrated. We celebrated our championship, but when we won, it was nighttime in Salt Lake City. Things closed early. My
Oh,
parents
that's
were out.
son.
Mormon
My
time.
family was out there. We were so tired and relieved
I
from the
was-
grind.
yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
really, all we wanted to do was just get back to the room and
Go to
chill
Go to
out.
sleep, right,
Not
right, chill out.
necessarily go to sleep, but
But
just
you
kind
chill
of
out and-
unwind
and
take
take in the
rest,
moment. Mhm.
take in the moment. And I remember my dad said, he came up, he said, hey guys, you really need to come on down to the reception area because everybody's down there waiting. You need to just come down and say something. you know.
Something.
Right.
So we did. We went down for a few minutes. My dad was the man of reason. Let me tell you, he's so smart. He came and got us all. And we went down, we greeted the folks, we thanked them for traveling out to Salt Lake City,
Yeah,
for their
yeah.
support all
That's
year.
Gratitude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we went back and eventually we went to sleep if we could get to sleep. We left
Mhm.
Salt Lake City traveling the next morning, heading back to Michigan. We were rock stars because we.
Right.
I
Yeah.
love
Yes.
to hear that.
We had,
Yes.
we had a layover in O'Hare.
Uh-huh.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were walking around, all these guys, 6'8", 6'9", and
Uh-huh.
everybody knew who we were. Everybody
Right.
watched the game.
Yeah, right, right.
And so we were very, very celebrated in that airport.
Wow.
Remember the singer Gino Vanelli?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I just
don't
wanna stop and
Hey!
tell you how I feel about you, baby. Oh,
That's the one.
Yes.
But he was in the airport and he
Uh-huh.
saw us and his group, they were traveling somewhere, so they wanted to take pictures with us. So we
Wow.
did. And then they got all our addresses
Uh-huh.
and then he sent us a whole collection of his.
Oh, that's what's
That's
up.
what winning
That's
does.
right,
That's
yeah.
what winning provides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's right.
When we got back to Lansing, it was just a huge throng of people at the airport. We had police escort to the to
That's
Jennifer
nice.
Field House where
Yes.
it was just
Yeah.
packed.
Yes.
And they were waiting to hear us come in, for us to come in and greet us. It was incredible.
When that buzzer went off at the end of the game, was it nostalgic? What did you feel? Like, did you think, I knew it?
The game didn't go in overtime. Was
No,
it?
no,
Y'all
no.
kicked Indiana State's
It
butt.
wasn't
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
It wasn't close. We won our 5 tournament games by an average of 20. That was the closest game. We won that one by 11.
Okay.
But when the buzzer went off, it was just, I remember just feeling a sense of achievement,
Mhm.
having accomplished something. It was my last game ever.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Ever.
Yes.
So I was the
Only senior.
I was the only
Yeah,
senior on the
right.
team.
Oh.
So for me, it was now or never,
Mhm.
and that I was able to get over the top in my last game. So for me, it was definitely personal gratification. But for our team, it was amazing. You accomplished something. There are so many good teams around
Yes.
Yes.
the country.
Yes.
Only one gets the win. Doesn't mean that
Mhm.
there aren't many others every bit as good.
Exactly.
And on any given night, that whole thing. So you got to be
Mhm.
fortunate. You got to be at the top of your game, or
Thank you
anything
for
can
saying
happen.
that.
Yes.
And we were able to pull that off. I mean, we felt like we were as good as the team that beat us the year before.
Mhm. Yeah.
Greg Kelser,
Mhm.
first Big Ten player
Mhm.
with 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds.
Wow. Wow. Good.
I
man.
said it, he didn't.
Salute. Yeah. Yeah. Salute.
You know what? There's only 4 now, and
Really?
one just joined this year. The kid out of Purdue.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's Jason.
The center at
The
Purdue.
guru.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of
He's
that.
he's the 4th. and all this.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
That's not easy.
It's not.
Wow.
Yeah, first of all, you
What-
gotta stay.
Yeah, you gotta stay there,
around.
yeah.
It's probably gonna take 4 years.
Right,
It is.
right.
And
I'm
that's
right.
the same.
Right.
The kid at Eastern
But you know what, though?
This
If-
year, he took down McIntosh's all rebounding, but it was only 800 and something,
Yeah.
and he had to stay all 4
4
years
years,
just
yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so
You know, speaking of, you know, like for instance, Draymond Green, who stayed all 4 years,
Mhm.
he got my rebounding record, which
Mm.
is
Ah.
like 33 years.
Wow.
But he-
Man,
he-
Draymond.
good, right?
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He
Draymond's cool,
he
man.
beat me by 4.
Wow.
4 rebounds, but he played 30 more games. I
Wow.
tell him that all the time.
yeah, get him,
Yeah.
Kelser.
Yeah, man, you played 30 more games.
Yeah, right.
That matters.
That matters. That
And
does.
you only have about 4?
Hey, what about 4 years?
Dude.
Perfect.
Draymond, good dude, though.
You
I
give
like
him
him,
30
man.
more games. It's
Right.
Over with.
Right.
Not
Number
a-
30.
I have to
It's
be
not-
honest though, Johnny Green, you guys probably never heard of the great jumping Johnny Green who played at Michigan State in 1957. He actually helped them get to their first Final Four.
Mhm.
Johnny Green played 17 years in the NBA.
Wow.
He's a player that most people don't even remember. He was an all-star, great player. He was the best rebounder in Michigan State history because
Mm.
I beat his record by about 60 rebounds,
Uh-huh.
and I played 40 more games.
Wow.
Okay. Word
Hey,
to
I love
Johnny
that.
Green.
Right, Johnny Green. Well, I'm gonna look him up tonight,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Wow.
Jumping
Thanks
Johnny
for,
Green.
man, thanks for the info, man. Oh, I love these facts.
I do too.
Where do you come from a big family?
No, I have 2 brothers.
Okay. So
That's big, I guess.
well, yeah. Well, I mean, so tickets
Bigger than
back
my
then.
son.
Can I get tickets? Can I get tickets? They were the.
3.
Oh, well, I mean, more than just your immediate family.
Right, that's true.
Well, I mean, back
Yeah,
in
yeah,
back
yeah.
in those days, I mean, even our day. Now, there's no such thing as a true sellout. Those were true sellouts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when no StubHub
Yeah.
and aftermarket ticket sales.
Nah.
When tickets were gone, you couldn't get
There we
in.
go.
Back
Nope.
then.
There we go.
It was Rap City.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in. So
Exactly.
and
But there was always scalpers, though. It's somebody gonna scalp them. Somebody.
back then,
See, it was always.
Well, I mean,
one-
was it-
there was
was
always
it-
some shady people.
was the pressure on you to give out tickets or?
Well, I made sure that my family, my mother and father were at every game. They were at every home game I played.
Yes.
Okay, they didn't miss a single game, and they were at many of the away games that were in the
In
area,
the
like
area.
Ann Arbor,
Mhm.
Columbus.
Mhm.
They would make those games, and then in the tournament, no matter where they
Who
were,
was-
they were at those games. That was one of the reasons I went to Michigan State, so my parents.
To come to the games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Play.
That's a blessing.
That's a dig.
But I made sure, Coach Heathcote really did, he made sure that they were taken care of. This was his rule at Michigan State. Freshmen and sophomores got 2 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Figure it out, okay? Juniors got 3, seniors got 4.
Uh-huh.
Well, I never really had to worry about that because, you know, Coach Heathcote did believe in the hierarchy, the protocol,
Yes.
and your contributions to the team.
Exactly.
So trust me, Urban Johnson wasn't getting just 2 tickets, and I didn't have to worry about anything
Extra tickets.
because he would take care of my parents,
Mhm.
and I would still get my allotment of
tickets.
tickets to do
That's
whatever I
beautiful.
wanted to. So
Yes.
he took care of
Yeah.
His
that.
Magic family was deep.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, I can remember many days. You know, they turned in the list for tickets, and Coach he had that list in his hand. He was chopping it. You don't need that, and so and so don't need that. He did it, and nobody questioned it. He was very good at taking care of
Yeah, that was good.
Coach.
Did
now,
you-
now they have what they call the director of operations who does it.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now I didn't know that, Keita.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my job.
Right.
Now,
Well,
with-
you know what? I
coaches
knew
who
we
do
were
it.
cool with you for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You beat Larry Bird.
Mhm.
We did know the legacy it was going in the history that
No.
it was going to be talked about. But do you wish you could have beat Mark Aguirre?
DePaul.
The reason I'm saying that is because Larry Bird beat Mark Aguirre, DePaul, to play them in the championship.
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah, you know, I did my alma mater too. That DePaul, I went to Lane and DePaul.
Yeah.
Joey Meyer.
Did you know that, Keita?
No,
There it is.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Well, Indiana State was undefeated when we played them.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
lost- They hadn't lost the game.
Yeah.
They
Did I
didn't-
know that?
I knew
Or
that
did I
part.
forget that?
You forgot it. You
Yeah,
knew
you
it. You
forgot-
forgot
you
it.
knew it.
You knew it. You
You-
forgot
you
it. You
watched
got-
it a million
right.
times.
Yeah.
Undefeated. Yeah.
They came in 33-0.
Yep.
They beat DePaul and a whole bunch of other good teams.
That was a close game, too.
2 points.
Yeah.
2 points. They let Larry go wild though. They let him go 16 for 19,
Mm.
36
Woo!
points.
Because it was a last second shot by somebody
Yeah,
else to win that
16,
game.
but like-
He-
That's like what?
My man was 6 for 22 again, wasn't he?
Yeah, right. Son, I love, that's my girl. I love
Never
Kelser.
happened.
Kyrie?
It'll never happen again. It happened twice. Like,
That's right.
what are you talking about?
But
On this day.
to your question about DePaul, no, I'm glad it was Indiana State because DePaul wouldn't have carried as much significance. People tuned in. That game is
Yeah.
still
Yeah, because-
that game is still the number 1 watched basketball game
35
of
million
all
people.
time.
Wow.
They watched because of Larry and Irvin and that whole dynamic.
Dynamic,
Yeah.
There were so many backdrops to that, like black, white,
Yes.
you know, political, all of that.
City, city, country.
City, country, all that played into it, so it drew more viewers.
Good
Yeah.
one.
And
You're
that's
right.
why, and that's why. Oh, he's absolutely correct.
You are right.
But that's why the game, and then Larry and Irvin went on to have such great
Great careers.
professional careers and
Yes.
rivals and all that other stuff.
Yes.
So the game has held its shelf life.
Yes.
Yes.
It's being looked at as the game that ushered in Final Four as we know it now. So that would not have happened had it
They
been
played the ball. I
Exactly.
agree.
I agree.
And there were consolation games back then.
They were,
Wow.
which I'm so glad they've done away with.
Me too.
Yeah.
Was that whack?
Yes.
Remember PSL had that?
Yes.
We were at Cobo?
Yes.
It was
They,
consolation
they,
games.
they still have it, don't they?
No.
Well, I think it was just to fill up seats.
But you know,
For
I
the
thought,
championship.
I thought they did have
It
one.
was just to make money.
Yeah, to make money. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I don't mind the consolation game in high school, but in college it ain't worth it. In high
You
school,
don't want to have
when you
guys.
play.
I mean, you go out there to win a championship. You shouldn't have to stick around. If you don't get it
Ah,
on
yeah,
Saturday,
yeah.
you shouldn't
Yes.
have to stick
I
around.
agree.
When does it come
until
on?
Monday. It didn't come on. It wasn't televised. It wasn't televised. It was just played. And you got the guys out there half-heartedly going
Just-
after
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's not what they came for.
Yeah.
Third place.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So even with you going into the whole high school thing,
Mhm.
what are your feelings right now in comparison to when you play high school ball in Detroit and now? How do you feel about that dynamic? And I must just say, just overall, maybe 20 years ago compared to now.
You know what I probably would disagree with, and that's the idea that you can go to any school, any number of schools. You don't have to play out of your district,
Mhm.
so schools are able to load up.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I'm not crazy about is the influence of AAU. I wish
Yeah.
that
I've
the
never
high
heard
school-
nobody like AAU.
Yeah,
Great players.
Yeah.
I wish that it was still, hey, this is our school, this is our district, our
This is where we
area,
going.
and this is where we're going,
Yep.
and you grow it through that.
Yep.
Yes.
As opposed to
Grassroots.
going and getting somebody.
Mm-hmm. From another thing and then
Or
playing it,
another
they just move over.
that lives 35, 40 miles away.
Right.
Exactly.
Because I do know people right now
Yeah.
that drive over 30-something miles for their kid to go to a certain school.
Yeah. They
The
were
only-
doing it
the-
then.
the- you know what,
In the
the
90s
only-
they were doing it, but not
The only
prevalent.
time that's justified is private school. And I agree with you.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, only private schools should be
Mhm.
able to do that, and it's totally legal. It's okay. And did you play Larry Fogle?
I didn't. Larry was the star at Cooley High School. I heard a
Say
lot.
it again. What's the?
Oh
He
man.
gonna say the school on her.
Cooley was the storied high school when I got to Henry Ford.
Mhm.
Because of Larry Fogle.
Okay.
But I never played against him. He graduated in '72. I started in September of '72.
Ah.
But Cooley was still good after he left because I'll never forget this. My very first game, I played JV probably the first 10 games
Mhm.
of my high school career. I didn't get a varsity tryout,
Mhm.
but before the season was over, I was on varsity.
Varsity.
And then
Mhm.
before that was over, I was starting on varsity. So I started.
Wow.
Okay, then, so-
Hello there, right?
Talk that. Talk to
Trust
me
the
nice.
process.
Talk to me nice.
I got my opportunity. We had a couple of graduations midterm, like those January graduations they used to have.
Wow.
Okay.
So it opened up a few spots. I was moved up, and then I was starting. So I'm playing the JV game at Cooley. The varsity would play first. JV would play after that. You remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30.
They always made us play early.
Yeah.
The same way they do now.
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget the score. Cooley beat Henry Ford, the varsity, 102-39.
God, what?
102 to
Say it,
39.
Breeze.
And the
G.O.T.
The thing that's so crazy that
70
I'll never forget, again, I'm in the 10th grade. I'm 15 years old. I'm aspiring to be a really good high school player, college player, eventually a pro player, but I figured, hey, I'm JV right now.
Right.
But the gym was packed
Yeah.
at Cooley.
Okay.
It was packed. When that game was over, it emptied out.
Yeah, no, it's about 5 people.
Stayed for the JV.
Never did.
With
Never
the
did.
sparking, you did.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why JV was-
that was an eye
I
opener
hated
because
that.
I thought we were gonna play in front of the
Big crowd, right?
No.
Nope. 3 people.
Few people.
Did they put people on the track back then?
Well,
So,
for the varsity game.
That's what I mean, yeah.
They didn't need to track for us. We could go and introduce ourselves to everybody that was left in. It was an eye opener. It was like JV doesn't really matter.
No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
okay.
I
During our year at Cooley,
I
I
got to
don't-
get to varsity.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think you were there yet.
No.
One
not-
Cooley game had the track sold out.
Okay.
Jalen Rose.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Southwestern Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that was
came to
crazy.
Hubble.
Yeah.
Beat the hell out of us, man.
Mhm.
Him and Vashawn Leonard. Yeah.
And then that's when they went back and they hit Jalen and knocked him out.
Actually, that was the year before. That was the year before when they did it.
Okay.
I was there. That was the
They beat the heck out of us that year.
Yeah,
right,
Ken
right.
Conley under.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking against my Cooley brother.
Exactly.
Something happened.
Yeah.
And
You know what happened though.
I got a story for you. You probably don't even realize this, but my senior year at Henry Ford, our coach was the late Wes Carlos. Good man, good man. He was football coach, basketball coach, and athletic director
Wow.
at Henry Ford. So my senior year, he opened way for an assistant coach, and that assistant coach turned out to be a guy who was playing with the Pistons, but had just been let go. Ben Kelser.
Yeah,
Wow.
man. Kelso.
I like that.
Ben Kelso was my coach
He sure was.
at Henry Ford my senior
Wow.
year, and I'm gonna tell you something made a difference in my game.
That's a
Yes, it
wrinkle.
did. Yes,
That's a
it
wrinkle
did.
in the brain.
So, just FYI, I learned that information 2 weeks ago, season 1, when Vito, Michael Eaton, told me that Ben Kelso was his coach.
Wow.
At Henry Ford.
Ben Kelso, who
I'm
will
like,
Really?
yes.
go on to your Cooley Cardinals,
Yes.
win 3 straight championships.
Yes.
Hey,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
on the cover of what? Sports
Sports Illustrated.
Illustrated.
Sure was. Yes, indeed.
They were on the cover.
my
They were the
God.
first high school team.
Yeah.
The first high school
Wow.
team.
Really?
Yes.
We
they
were.
the first
Ah, okay.
high school team.
Hey, we don't want to hear about that.
That's his legacy.
Science.
That's
Yeah,
his
yeah,
legacy.
yeah, it really sucks, man. All right.
You had your time.
No, not my
Well,
day.
your school-
Not in my
your school
yeah,
had its
yeah.
time.
In my day, we was 0-18 and 1-17. So hey, I scored them.
Awesome.
Oh man.
What do you think about Zion Williamson?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh,
Incredible talent.
yeah.
Amazing specimen when I talk about
Right.
his size. You don't see
Mhm.
kids that big
And that
coming
fat.
out of high school
No.
and that effective, that athletic.
Yeah.
He's a phenom.
Mm-hmm.
It will be very interesting though to see how that
Translate to the
So-
league.
Okay, so
Facts.
we played Duke this year, as you guys know.
Yeah. That's all I get.
To see someone that big move that fast, I've never seen
Mhm.
LeBron. I've seen LeBron.
Yeah.
He moved so fast, and all I kept saying was, "What did God put in his cereal?" I mean, and my biggest question is, how will it translate over to the NBA?
I think it'll work for him, but he will have to monitor, his body.
Yes.
Because he at 18, 19, he's 285.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
that could easily go
Up.
north of there. And
Big baby.
as a matter of
Oh,
fact,
seven.
I would even offer that in order to be as good as he can be and avoid injury.
Yeah.
Yes.
He needs to weight off the knees.
He's gonna need to take
Yeah.
a little bit of that off now
Yep. Yes.
before he gets to the league.
That's the great thing I love about
Because
Draymond.
82 games is different than
Didn't
30.
30.
Mhm.
Way
It's
different.
3 college
Well,
seasons,
20
right?
something.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like 20, yeah.
2.5 college seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they only played 26 this year because they didn't go further than tournament.
Well, I'm talking about him. And
Oh.
he took off the 5 or 6
Oh, he took it
before,
up?
before the tournament.
Right, yep. Yeah.
So I can't wait to see him. I'm very excited about seeing him. I just
So
want to, I hope that somehow whoever gets him helps him stay in the league a long
Mhm.
I
time.
think he's smart when you hear him talk.
Yes, he is.
Somebody's worked really well with him. I imagine his parents and those that they've allowed allowed him to be surrounded by,
Mhm.
because he speaks with a great deal of maturity already.
Yes.
He does.
You're not gonna, wall him off into a corner and
Right.
and have him say the wrong thing. He seems to understand it. He seems to
Mhm.
have a grasp of it. And I like his temperament. And I'm wishing him the best as
Yeah.
well. I wish
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had a chance to have him here.
right.
Right,
No.
right.
Right.
I
If we
get
ever get a
dogged.
chance that anybody could, oh no, I'm saying.
I was like,
I get dogged a lot for being stuck, and I have no problem admitting being stuck.
Okay.
I'm just the old bitter guy.
yeah.
I just miss the old.
Yeah.
Do you miss the rawness of sports? Do you miss it, or should it? Is it okay that they took it out? Is the game too soft? Are we taking care of these players and spoiling them too much?
Ooh.
Just the
Now, that's
whistle.
two different things. That's two different
I
things.
asked too
now.
much.
Yeah.
No,
That's two different
the
things.
spoiling, yes.
Okay. Okay.
The game, though, you got to understand. I think that you had to sort of temper that, tone that down a little bit, because guys are big and strong. You kill somebody out there.
Yeah, he got a point.
With with the wrong move, it could have, you're going across somebody's head the way they used to do in the '60s and '70s. That could end somebody's career and even life now.
Yeah.
So what we did to Michael Jordan, that can't be allowed anymore.
No, I don't think you
Okay.
can take
You
people
do have
out.
broken
I don't think you
ribs.
can take people out.
You know what? I can agree with that, but I think these texts are just too outrageous these days. So,
Yeah, the Texas are outrageous, and it's too much arguing.
I
with the
believe in
referees,
trash
too,
talking.
yeah.
I believe in letting players go at it for about 2 seconds.
Right.
You know, I know money's on the clock these days, but
Right.
yeah. It's,
Well, basketball is one of the toughest sports to officiate, because you have to have selective enforcement.
Yeah.
Because you could call a foul, you only get 6 fouls. You can call a foul on every play.
Sure
You
can.
gotta measure it. You gotta, and because you have to do that, it sometimes makes it look like it's uneven.
Mhm.
But that's one of the toughest challenges of any NBA official. In baseball, they don't have that, because
Nope.
a strike is a strike.
Right.
Out or you're not.
Right.
It's cut and dry.
Mhm.
Football, pretty much the same thing. A hold is a hold, and they'll call it.
But they can call that hold on every play too if they wanted to.
They can do
Yep.
that. You're absolutely right. They have to be a little selective there
Selective
too.
too. Yep.
But in basketball, see, a guy can hold all he wanted. He's not gonna have to leave the game unless his coach takes him out.
Right.
In basketball, you get to hold 5 times, and then you're gone.
You go
on the
to-
sixth one. So they do have to be a little bit more careful. So it's a difficult game.
should we
And
bring the handshake back?
Ooh.
It's there now.
Yeah, it's
It's
there.
still
It's
there.
there
It's still
now.
there.
It's
It's still
there.
there.
The Derek Harper handshake.
Now that was Derek Harper and what's my other man name? Alvin Robinson.
It's
Or Albert.
Yeah.
It's not
One of the
as-
few players with a quadruple double.
Yeah,
Wow, sure is.
David Robinson
And-
has one.
and Akeem Olajuwon.
Akeem Olajuwon.
No, Kim doesn't have
Yes, he
one.
does.
No,
He
no,
has a
no.
quadruple
Only
double.
David Robinson and Nate Thurman.
No.
Kim doesn't have one.
Kareem does he did?
Wait a minute.
Hakeem Olajuwon
Yes,
has a
Hakeem
quadruple.
has one.
Hakeem Olajuwon has a quadruple double the season where they beat Shaq. Yes, he does. But look it
No,
up.
no, 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 sir.
I know David Robinson does.
David Robinson's the last one.
I know.
It's David Robinson,
I
Nate
know.
Thurman, Alvin Robinson.
Don't worry, we about to get the
Oh,
facts.
Whoever you
Don't worry
just
about it.
said. Who did we
Give
say?
me my phone, brother. Pass me my phone.
I think, you know what, Akeem,
No,
Yeah,
we
that's
got
all.
it. There you go.
But I
right
think
there.
David is the last.
Look.
Yeah,
I know.
David is the last.
I know,
David
but-
is the last.
I told you.
You're
what
right.
year. I told you what year. I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
I told
David
you.
is the last. Against who? Who did David get against?
I don't know what David. He would probably
Detroit
just I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear that
So
crap.
with that, since we're asking questions about the league, do you
Thanks,
think,
Jay.
do you think that Steph Curry has ruined the game?
No.
I'm asking
Oh, yeah, like-
Mr. Kelser.
Thank you, Keita.
Because I want to hear
Old
what he
school.
has to say.
I would say.
I know what I think.
Talking to
but
me.
I just want to know what you think.
Because of what?
It's just what everybody's always saying. Oh, because he shoots the 3 ball so well.
They were doing that before he got there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's
He
what I'm
did.
I don't think you think you were.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I want my listeners to hear because they always say this type of stuff.
Facts.
Yeah.
I think it's more based on jealousy, but
Right?
The game has changed.
yes.
So kudos to him and everybody else who's figured out how to take what they
Maximize.
do and maximize
Yes.
the opportunity.
Amen.
And he's done
Mhm.
that in Ace of Spades. He's done that as good as anybody. I think he's the best shooter the
Yeah, I
game
do.
has
I
ever
agree.
seen.
I think so, too.
Once I got my stubborn dad to say that, it was real. Yeah, yeah.
I
You
love
met
it.
my dad. I don't know if you remember, but we all went to Crumley. My main
Yes.
man. Yeah.
He-
My dad was a
He
patient
has,
of Dr.
and last
Crumley.
night,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we
Yeah,
all
the
were.
great Dr. Lee.
That's actually how I used to. I just would, like me and Free said, we've met a lot of
People, that's like,
heroes and all, but we just we
yeah,
be like,
yeah.
yeah, should I say? I always sit next to you in the doctor's office, but you know, you gotta let people.
Yep, let people be alone. That's right. That's
Hey,
good.
half the time we're in the doctor's office, we trembling.
Yeah, but I saw you one day at a
Was I
cookout.
trembling?
Yeah, I just got a place in Redford.
Okay, yeah.
And you came to the cookout,
Mhm.
and I just said, "Oh, it's on."
Right.
The day I get the chance for a reason to talk to him.
Right.
Wasn't a reason. Don't nobody want to talk about basketball when they're in their spare time.
Right,
They
right.
don't.
Right.
And I'm good,
Right.
you know, I know that. When I got the podcast, we getting great.
Yeah.
You went to the right source.
Yeah.
You know what I was gonna say to figure out? You said like he didn't change. He didn't mess up the game. I think what messed up the game is people that only look for the 3-point shot now. Like the lane be wide open. That's the thing that drives me crazy. I'm like, dude, you done missed like not Steph, not real shooters. You know, you can tell it's real shooters and dudes who can make a 3.
Mm-hmm.
The dudes who can make a 3, the lane be wide open like a pair of legs, and I'd be like, dude, hit the lane. Like I would pray to have a lane like that. Like
Oh.
I was gonna, I'm
Chris
like, oh my
Paul,
god.
The only thing I hate that agreeing with you is you can't do what he can do.
Right,
Stop
right.
doing it.
Thank you.
You
But I
can't
think-
do that.
But I think it's become the nature of the NBA in terms of what they want and how they want to play. And I say this because we have a kid that graduated from Eastern last year.
Mhm.
He's on the Houston G League team.
Okay.
And he said, if I shoot a 2, they're going to take me out.
Wow.
Well, that's because analytics has taken over, and analytics suggests that you are going to, in the long run, you're going to benefit more from taking and missing, you know, as many threes as you might, but making the number that you will still far exceed what you'll get productivity-wise from inside the arc. I disagree with you.
I do too.
Yeah, I do too.
Now,
I do too.
there-
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
coached community college at Oakland Community College and St. Clair prior to that, right?
Mhm.
Girls basketball. When I got to St. Clair, there was a coach at Jackson Community College. He would sub 5 girls at a time. He had 15.
Mhm.
5 at a time.
That's hockey.
And all
Right.
and all they were to do was to shoot the 3.
Wow.
This was his strategy. And they won a lot of games.
Wow.
But that was his strategy. I didn't like it. I didn't think
Uh-huh.
it was basketball and getting you ready for college.
Nah.
But, or I should
If
say,
you- if
4-year
you-
schools.
If you got a team of people that can do that and do it effectively, hey, God bless you. But here's what I miss. You know, if you go and watch a game from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even some of the 90s, it was a game of fluid movement,
Yes.
artistry,
Everyone was moving.
athleticism,
Yes.
grace,
Yes.
all of that.
Yeah.
IQ.
Teamwork, IQ, all of
Mhm.
that. But now the game has slowed because it's guys standing, spotting up,
Yes.
and,
Oh.
and driving the lane, kicking out, like you said, turning
Mhm.
down
Chris
layups.
Paul.
Yes.
Chris Paul.
So, you know, there was a game where one time I was broadcasting the Pistons. We had a game, and at the end of the game, they shot like 8 for 39 from 3-point land. Okay, so I'm
Wow.
saying, okay, 8 for 39.
Mm.
That means you missed 31 shots. How about if you take half of those?
Mm.
Right.
So instead of it being 8 for 39, maybe it's 8 for 27 or 8
Mhm.
for 26. And what would you have done with those other 12 shots?
And how many
Mhm.
points? Because you have
Right.
If you had made
Mhm.
3 or 4 or 5 twos, you win this game that you just
Yep.
lost by 3 or 4 or 5
Yes.
points.
Greg
Yes.
won. Greg, do they listen to you?
Wait, hold
No, I
on.
mean,
wait.
you can't
Before you
help.
ask, they listen to him.
I've said that on
you
there.
talk to him.
Yeah, I know he does.
He might not want to.
I know he does.
No, listen, I've said that in defense of the mid-range game, which I think still has value.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, but
Rip Hamilton, I love it.
That was a rip.
Yeah.
The famous Horace Grant shot.
The game is going to be it's a copycat game, and right now
Yeah.
threes are in vogue. I don't know if it's going to always stay that way. It does seem to trend from time to time.
Right.
There was that twin tower thing once. upon a
Right,
time.
yes.
One, two
Hakeem
big
and Ralph.
men out there, bounded down low.
Yeah.
And when the Pistons were the bad boys, everybody wanted a big burly guy who could get in there and
Yep.
beat
Yeah.
people up. And
Mhm.
so it goes in cycles like that. I don't know what's going to be
Better now,
next,
yeah.
but right
Yeah.
now the three is the thing.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is.
Mhm.
I told my son, if you
Um,
can shoot it, we gonna perfect it.
I know my best friend is getting ready to leave, Chanel. Greg, this is my girlfriend, Chanel. Her son was just accepted, got a scholarship to Michigan State University yesterday.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go
congrats.
Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he could have came to take pictures. I want him to meet Greg. But yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted Greg to tell him what it means to be a Spartan.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
He's excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should be, and you should be very proud.
Very proud of him.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very proud of him.
And that's kind of cool.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
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 And not last, but what did I want to ask? It was pretty cool. What do you think about super teams? I hate that.
I have that
I
question too.
don't. Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm glad you asked that.
Was it whack? Did LeBron start it, and was it whack? Was it honestly whack?
Well, LeBron didn't.
Sorry, he
Well,
didn't. He didn't.
Here's the,
Thank you.
no.
In his
He's-
way, he did.
They had a big three. They're not the first to have a big three.
Thank
Amen.
you.
But the way he did it,
Yes.
See, the other
It
teams,
wasn't organic.
It wasn't
Yeah.
organic. The other teams have done it by way of
Trade.
That's why I like Golden State.
Thank you.
And
Isaiah saying, look, he got to get out of here. Oh, my
free agent
bad.
acquisitions, draft choice. You know, let's look at Boston's victory of McHale and Bird and McHale.
Parrish.
Parrish, yep.
So they traded for Parrish.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted McHale.
Yep.
They drafted Bird.
Mhm.
So that's organic.
Yes.
Right. And they had DJ. They traded for
They
DJ.
traded for DJ.
Yep. Mhm. That was a nice
They didn't have two superstars, two really good players, star players in LeBron and Bosh go join another superstar
Right.
player and just instantly
Yes.
make this team. So
Mhm.
that I understand, and that
Mhm.
yeah, I think what happens is you lose your overall competitiveness in the league, and
I agree.
and you become very predictable.
Yes.
Yes.
And-
Because you know,
Yes.
for the last 4 or 5 years, we know that it was gonna be Golden
Golden
State
State.
Mhm.
and Cleveland.
Yes.
Mhm.
So this year, we still know it's gonna be Golden State.
Yeah, because
You know,
even last night, what happened for
Yeah.
me, it took me to a point of saying, and I said this, first of all, I was crying. I
Mhm.
cried. Like, I pray it's not his Achilles.
Yeah.
But-
Because it's calf.
I said, guess what? They won before he came.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
They won before he came.
Hey, right.
And that, it sparked something
Did you cry?
in that old team that they had before him
Mhm.
that said, we not going out like this.
Right.
And Steph made shots,
Yeah.
Clay made shots.
Yes.
And they handled their business the way they were before.
Right.
Now, even though they are a super team, I still mess with them because they play defense.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
play.
they good.
They play
Yeah.
together and for each other, and they don't have that. You know, it's
Who-
me.
me.
It's
They-
whoever's
yep.
hot.
Well,
We gonna
give
get it
more
to
to him.
y'all.
Yep.
And we gonna win.
Yep.
What LeBron did at in Miami, I think, was trumped
When KD,
Durant
yes.
went to Golden State.
Yes, he did. He did. It was Trump. It was definitely Trump. Stays in this boy, baby.
Only reason
You know
why
I love
And Trump became a diamond.
I agree, but my whole thing.
You know I
was-
wanted to hear that, right?
I know you did, but my thing was with KD, and I'm always gonna defend him.
I'm so glad
He's a
you
grown
said it.
man, but I say this: they reached out to him, and I'm like, just like
Freeze, you didn't like it either.
I did.
You didn't
I'm gonna
like
tell you why I did. I tell you why I did because, like Aisha Curry said, he made him feel wanted.
Oh, you punk!
That's what.
I wasn't mad at it, but
I was a little annoyed, though. I ain't gonna lie. I was
mad at
annoyed.
LeBron for how he did it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
The whole interview.
4th of July weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yep, 4th of July weekend.
If he-
Oh, you mean LeBron or KD?
No, the way LeBron,
LeBron did it.
It was corny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
what was it,
Yeah.
Jim Nance?
Yeah.
Not Jim Nance.
Jim, it was
Jim Gray.
Jim Gray.
Jim Gray.
Yep,
Yeah.
It was staged. It was poorly in poor taste, and
Yeah.
he if he could, he'd have a do over.
He said he
David
said
Stern
it.
said he asked him not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done it. Not that way.
How do you connect your competitiveness as a basketball player to what you do now as an announcer? And I know you've done it for
Yeah,
34
I was
years.
Yes, it did. Yeah, good one. Yes.
Well, as a basketball player, I knew I understood what it took to be a professional, which is what my goal was from a very young age, and I was willing to make the sacrifices to get there. And for me, in my home, those sacrifices included working hard in the classroom because there was no compromising that.
Amen.
Amen.
Robert
Davis.
So I was willing to make those whatever I needed to do to get there. I knew the hard work that it would take, and I knew the determination and diligence that would all be required to have a chance. I'm thankful. I'm very fortunate that I was blessed with certain gifts, and then I was able to hone those gifts and realize my dreams as a professional basketball player. As far as my second career as a broadcaster, I'm very thankful that I was able to realize. My dad used to always tell me, "This is going to last, but only so long,
Yes.
and you're still going to be a young man even if you play 12, 13 years."
Yep.
Yes.
So you've got to make sure you're ready to step into something else. So
Mhm.
I always had that in mind, and I was able to surround myself with the right people. I had a role model, I had a mentor who guided me in the broadcasting, into broadcasting, and helped me develop my love for it. So I was able to, after my career, 6 years, I played in the NBA 6 years. Would love to have played 10 or 20, not 10 or 20, but
I know what you
certainly
mean.
10.
Yes.
And why did they end?
I had knee injuries.
Okay.
I had knee injuries
Alright.
that kind of short-circuited my career. my second year in the league, when I was averaging 22 points a game in the NBA.
Wow.
Hey.
I suffered a knee injury that, you go ahead and ring that bell.
Rock the bell!
Love it.
I love it.
You know, I was establishing myself. I wasn't playing on a very good team. We, you know, the Pistons, we weren't very good when I was a member of the Pistons. We were a young team, but
Dick Vitale
I was,
coach?
for a minute, and
Yeah.
then he was replaced. But I was doing what a lot of young players do when they come into the league. You want to establish the fact that you can play.
Mhm.
After that, then you really start thinking more team. I want to win.
Yes.
So I was in that phase where, you know, we weren't very good, but I was going out there giving numbers and showing that I could play. When I got hurt, it was an eye opener for me because it was just what my dad had talked about. You don't control that. You go out there, you play as hard as you can. Hey, you might get hurt. If you're blessed, you may not. But either way, it's going to come to an end, and you got to have something to do. So, to answer your question, though, I've been 33 years in broadcasting.
Yes.
Yes.
Amen. Bless.
I believe the reason for that is because I still have that same work ethic and that same determination. I control what I can control, and that's how hard I work to be as good as I can possibly be.
Yes.
And other people make decisions on how long, how often, and this sort of thing. But I've been very, very fortunate. 33 years in, I've seen a lot of folks come and go. I still feel very passionate about the game,
Yes.
the broadcast. I still love what I do.
Yes.
So I think, and I still have the energy for it. So I think that I can, you know, if I maintain that and keep working to get better, don't get complacent.
Yes.
Right.
Don't get complacent.
Right.
I think I can be around even longer. My goal is to leave on my terms.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
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 And one thing, Freeze and I and Keita, we soak up the wisdom from people like you. We
Yes.
profit from
Yes.
wisdom.
It's
And
like
I
every-
pray to even have half
Right.
the happiness that I see in you right
Yes.
Yes.
now.
Yes.
When I'm your age.
Yes.
Seriously, and that's no humor, that's no
Yeah.
nothing. I pray to have that.
Yeah.
Because I think about tomorrow every day.
Mhm.
I really do. I don't worry about tomorrow, I think about
Well,
tomorrow.
you can't worry about tomorrow, but you know what? You do have to live every day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm going to a funeral for a golf buddy of mine. We play golf all the time. 59 years old, had a heart attack a week and a half ago. I'm going to his funeral tomorrow. The next day, I'm going to a funeral of a family friend who lost a sister age 60. So I know, and you know, my dad, you hear me talk about him a lot. My mom is wonderful, and
Yes.
I've learned so much from her.
Yes,
And thank goodness, thank God she's
Happy
still
Mother's
here.
Happy
Yes,
Mother's
happy
Day,
Mother's
Mom.
Day.
And doing well.
Yes.
Yes.
But sadly, my dad didn't, you know, he wasn't blessed with that kind of longevity. My dad lived 48 years, but in that 48 years time, my
Wow.
26 years with him, he put a lot into me, and I
Yes.
think about him every single day. But I realized from a very young age that nothing's promised.
That's
Amen.
true.
We all want longevity,
And I think-
we all
and
want
I-
to be here, but nothing's
Nothing's promised.
Yes.
guaranteed.
I'm fortunate enough to still have both parents, but you said 26 years. It's gotta be great to see to know that dad saw you do something.
Oh man, Dad was into it.
Hey.
Yeah.
And
to
you
see
know what? I
do
never
something.
beat him in one-on-one.
Well, the
He
same
never met you.
When
You
I
knew
got
good.
to the point where I could get him,
they didn't play. My
don't play
mama
no
did
more.
the same
I don't
thing.
play no more.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
mama did
I
the
got a fan
same
question,
thing.
and I'm asking this for me and Freeze because, and Keita, I forget, you're a tomboy.
Yes. Facts. I just
Is
never
George
forget.
Blaha cool?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he seems cool as
Isn't
hell.
it cool to just, I mean, not just answer for us.
Yeah.
Isn't he cool?
George. I met George when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
Michigan State's announcer, right?
And so I saw George Blaha for the first time. It was 1987 on a black and white TV. And to see him still doing what he does.
I've seen George many times.
like,
Saw him at
wow.
Valley Total Fitness back in 1995, benching 225. It's a true story.
Wow.
I'll just tell you a little secret. George is a brother.
Hey!
Him and Ernie Johnson. Yeah, him and Ernie
I love what
Johnson.
Ernie Johnson said one time. He said, people ask him, "Are you black or white?" He says, "Yes."
I like
Love
it.
it.
I would love to get George on here one
Yeah,
day.
but yeah,
You just don't see him, but he's all we know. Remember we was just talking
That's all
about
we have.
things
That's all
of
we
all.
know.
That's all we know.
Mhm.
And before we close, let's open the doors of the corner pocket.
Yeah.
All right. Give me somebody you just hated, who you just woke up and said, "I'm giving it to this cat today."
Oh, in your career. Yeah.
Bring me back to 20-year-old or
Yeah.
18-year-old Greg. I don't care if it's Henry Ford. I don't care if it's Michigan State. I would like to hear Michigan State.
Right.
And give me somebody
Right,
who
or
you
the
just
league,
hated
right.
and you was just trash talking him that day and you just gave it to him. And he thinks about it every day.
I'll give you two. When I was in high
Hey,
school,
two.
when I was in high school, there was this guy that played at Mackenzie. His name was Gerald Sims. Gerald was very, very good, and I never beat Mackenzie in my high school. I lost him all 3 years. But my senior year, it was on. I mean, we were very competitive. And I remember Gerald had a game where he had like 36 and I had 30. And then in the return game back at their school, he had like 25 and I had maybe 26. But they won both games. Gerald used to talk so much stuff. I didn't like him, but I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah,
What
he
position
was
did he
good.
play?
He was the same one as me. But here's the kicker. God rest his soul. Gerald passed away, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that, okay? But it was at that point I realized and found out Gerald was 3 years older than me.
Oh, reclassification.
It was one of those situations where, you know,
Gooch.
Right, yeah.
Gerald was 19.
Prep
when I
school.
was 16.
Yeah.
Playing, and he was 20 when I was 17.
Wow.
In high school.
Reclassification.
Remember, Or was like that in 1989. Don't nobody know that. He went to USC.
Wow.
So I'm like, you know what? You won.
Yeah, I was, right.
No
You
wonder,
was, right,
yeah. You should have been doing what you
Do it right.
And then the other, at Michigan State, my nemesis, my rival at Michigan, Phil Hubbard.
Oh, Phil Hubbard.
Wow.
Couldn't stand Phil Hubbard. Phil Hubbard used to talk so much trash, didn't like him, just hated to see him coming, wanted to give him numbers, wanted to kick his butt.
Yeah.
And that went on for 4 years.
4 years.
Then we were both drafted by the Pistons.
Dang.
And then we got to know each other
And it was cool.
aside from the competitiveness of Michigan State and Michigan.
And that's the
Yeah.
one thing I
And Phil
love
is one
about
of my good
sports.
friends.
Phil
Yeah.
Hubbard.
Wow.
That's
Phil
what
Hubbard? Was Chris Webber?
I don't remember. I don't remember, man.
That's a
That
great-
day was
great-
that was a great day.
Yeah. That's the beauty of sports, right?
Yeah.
Always put.
You don't know Phil Hubbard? You don't know?
No, I'm saying, I'm trying to think, did we get the chance to meet Phil Hubbard? I can't remember. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Phil,
It is.
Phil's my guy.
Yes.
Who gave you the business?
There's this guy named Bill Spence who played on North Carolina State's championship team in 1974 with David Thompson.
David Thompson.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
So Phil was a senior my freshman year at Michigan State. I was starting
That's
as
Duncanstein, right?
No, that was Skywalker. David
No, I'm
Tyler.
talking about David Thompson, that Dr. Duncanstein?
No,
No.
Not the
Griffin,
poster.
Gerald Griffin.
That's
was-
Gerald
Daryl
Griffin.
Griffin, right, I'm sorry.
I like to just
You're right.
David was
I had that
Skywalker.
poster. I had that
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah,
Right.
David Skywalker. Yeah.
Okay.
So Bill Spence was 6'7", 235 as a senior. He was a grown man.
Right.
That's big.
I
Right.
was 6'7", about 190,
Oh yeah, yeah.
starting as a freshman.
Yeah,
And I
he
had
was
to check. He gave me the
I'm like, yo.
Oh.
I was
He
like,
beat me
yeah.
like a kid that I was. He's the only guy to score 33 points on me in college.
Wow.
Over 30 on me in college.
Oh.
He
Wow.
gave me 33 points.
God.
He took me down low.
Yeah.
And
He worked.
Just worked
he
you.
worked me.
Yeah.
And even with a championship,
Yeah.
I hear those are games you think about.
Yeah. That's
I
yeah.
never forgot it.
Right. Yeah.
And they weren't coming down to double or help
Right,
me
no way,
out.
Hillside, no Hillside.
Back in those days, you covered your guy.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
How, Greg, how are we, Detroit Pistons? Report card scale. I'm
Well,
not going to
it's a
ask you
big
because I know you got to go to work.
So we got.
Do we have to make some moves? Do we need to?
Absolutely. You can't come back with the exact same roster and expect different results.
Facts.
Right.
Hopefully Blake is going to be healthy because he makes a difference. He matters.
Yes.
Hopefully
Yes, Lord.
Andre will increase as much as he has over the last couple of years. He's gotten better. I know he gets a
Right.
lot of ridicule. Of course, all of it. Maturity, all of that. He gets a lot of ridicule around here, but I wouldn't trade him because I like a 20-20 guy.
I do.
Yeah.
That's one thing I
Yeah.
can say. He
On
does
any given night.
give you that.
And he just needs to continue to grow and develop.
Yeah.
We got to improve ourselves we got to improve the athleticism on this team. We don't have a lot of guys that can go off the dribble and get their own offense and that sort of thing, like a Milwaukee or
Yeah.
the team that we lost to
Right.
big times this year. But I'm
I was
happy
there
that
for
they
one.
made the playoffs. I don't believe in this tanking stuff.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Me neither.
I'm glad they made the playoffs,
Yeah.
and because that's growth.
That is definitely
And
growth.
you were able to get some valuable experience from your
That's what I
young
said.
guys.
Say, yep.
So I think
No
they'll be
doubt.
okay. I don't know where they're going as far as what they're gonna do in the off season, but I would expect the team to have at least a 40% overhaul.
Nice.
Do you hate the players on social media? Do you hate them being on social media?
I'm not a big, I have a Twitter account, but I don't use it much. Every now and then I might go on there and say a word or two.
Or retweet something.
Yeah, or retweet something. There's probably good and bad and everything, but I think that for the most part, it would be better if they stayed off it.
Yes.
Ladies and
Better
gentlemen,
than
you
season.
heard it from the legend,
Yeah,
the
Greg
spotty,
Kelser.
Greg Kelser.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. for
This
coming
was
out.
fun. This was great. Thank
Yeah,
you so
indeed.
much.
Thank
My
you
pleasure.
so
Any
much.
shout outs,
You guys-
please? Happy Mother's Day. We gotta close it out.
First of all, I always give a shout out to the guests who were here, Mr. Kelser, man. You know he Greg Kelser, but man, such knowledge came today, and I learned
Yes.
some more stuff, man. Thank you for your
Well, listen,
insight.
I enjoy your enthusiasm. You know, I came in here and I didn't know what to expect. But you guys get it done.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, and also I want to say, rest in peace to my mom, Gertrude Little, again.
Condolences to you and prayers.
That's it.
Yes.
She spoke. She taught 28 and a half years. Tried to go
Amen.
for 30. She was a math teacher. Touched many lives. Mothered a lot of people.
Yes.
Instrumental to people going to college. Instrumental for thinking about going to college. Great person. Gave tirelessly. Was a missionary. My mom would give you the shirt off her back if you needed it. She was the one, and I'm gonna miss her to death and miss her forever. And just thankful that
She'll be with you forever.
Oh yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
just saying that shout out.
Keita.
Shout out to Keita.
Let's go.
Shout out to my ladies of the podcast.
To the Nets.
To the Nets.
And shout out to my son,
Yes.
Robert Davis Jr.
Robert
Good job, bro. I see you.
Yeah,
Robert Davis.
he works really hard, and I
Yeah.
appreciate the fact that he does it for his mom.
Okay.
Yay.
I guess we Greg, any shout outs?
My shout out would be, like you guys said, to all the moms out there, all the sports fans as well, and to the city of Detroit.
Hey.
Yay.
And
yeah.
to your show. Continued success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Corner Pocket
Thank
Podcast.
you. Yes, yes.
We over and out. Rest in peace to my brother's mother,
Yes.
DJ Freeze. You only get one mother, and I hope everybody realizes that. Got a chance to do her snow
Hey.
over the winter, and I'm glad. And thank you for coming, darling.
Thank you.
To the Nets host.
Thank you,
From
Keita.
Shop Talk Studios, we are over and out. Thank Mr. Greg Kelser, and we are never going to forget this.
Never.
This won't be his last time, I guarantee you.
Yeah, right.
I'll come back. I will.
Yes.
Over and out.
All right.
See you later.
See you later.
Until next week.
Oh my God, it was so
Yes,
awesome.
it was.
Oh my
Thank you
God.
guys. That was very nice.
Yes.
We, oh
You
my
guys
God.
rolling.
You just don't know how much.
What is it, 7 to 8:30? Yeah, I guess I couldn't have done this on